Every empire eventually crumbles. At the turn of the millennium, German football once, an unstoppable force of world dominance, was decaying. The national team was aging, sluggish and devoid of ideas. The fans were hopeless and the media was ruthless. The country that had produced Franz Beckenbauer and Lothar Matthäus had run out of magic. But in the midst of the darkness, a saviour emerged. A 19-year-old kid from Larache with unbelievable acceleration, a mesmerising right foot and vision that belonged to a seasoned master. His name was Sebastian Deisler. The German public didn't just see a talented prospect. They saw a messiah. They called him Bosti Fantasti. He was the chosen one, destined to drag German football back to the summit of the world. When his first club was relegated in 1999, 26 European giants fought for his signature. Franz Beckenbauer publicly declared him the best in Germany. But one crucial detail. Before he was a saviour, he was just a kid. And the crown they placed on his head was far too heavy for 19-year-old shoulders to bear. Genius is often fragile. While the newspapers built his throne, Sebastian's body was fighting a silent, agonizing war. It started with a tear in his meniscus, then a ruptured cruciate ligament, then another, and another. While his teammates celebrated under the bright lights of Munich, Sebastian found himself trapped in a relentless cycle. The roar of the stadium was replaced by the sterile, deafening silence of hospital rooms. He lay on operating tables, listening to the ticking of a clock, wondering if his right knee would ever feel whole again. 5 times, his knee shattered. 5 times, he had to teach his body how to run, how to kick, how to survive. But the physical pain was nothing compared to the mental isolation. To the public, Deisler was not a human being. He was a commodity, a product. Germany needed him for the 2002 World Cup, and when his knee failed him just before the tournament, the disappointment of an entire nation rested on his hospital bed.
Es haben sich viele Sachen bei mir aufgestaut und ich wusste halt dann nicht mehr richtig wohin und ich habe keine Lust gehabt, irgendwie etwas zu verheimlichen oder irgendeine Grippe vorzutäuschen oder einen komischen Virus, der noch nicht entdeckt ist. Das wollte ich einfach nicht und da dachte ich, dass es besser ist, die Wahrheit.
In his own words, Deisler felt like a sad clown. He was expected to smile, to perform, and to save everyone else, while no one was saving him. By 2003, the silent pressure took its toll. Deisler was admitted to a clinic for severe depression. The saviour of Germany was drowning, and the world was still asking him when he would play again.
Fußball ist sehr viel, aber auch nicht alles.
In January 2007, the cycle finally broke. At his 27 years old an age, when most footballers are reaching their absolute prime, Sebastian Deisler called a press conference. There were no tears. There was no desperate plea for sympathy. With a calm, quiet dignity, he looked at the flashing cameras and announced his retirement from professional football. He simply sighed, "I no longer have any faith in my knee. It was an ordeal for me." The football world was stunned. They called it a tragedy. They lamented the loss of a generational talent. But they missed the beauty of his choice. Sebastian Deisler did not lose his battle. By walking away from the millions of euros, the fame, and the suffocating pressure, he chose to save his own life. He refused to let the game destroy him. Today, he lives a quiet life, far away from the stadium lights, finding the peace that football could never give him. Some will look back at his career and see a tragedy, a star that burned out far too soon. But perhaps the real triumph of Sebastian Deisler wasn't the trophies he won, but the extraordinary courage it took. to simply walk away.